Hi everybody, it's Anna with Unearthed Arcana, and we are back today with another Skyrim Wildlander mod pack Let's Play. This time we are still following the adventures of Akai, our heavy armor two-handed warrior lady, and we're about to do Darkshade, which is a troll dungeon to the east of Valtheim Tower. We're also joined this episode by boob armor. Ugh, I hate boob armor. I'm so disappointed with this armor set. I'll talk more about it in a second. Honestly, it's so disappointing to me that I'm just going to kind of like angle slightly or maybe like stay in first person so I don't have to think about it much more. Just as a quick recap of our last episode. So last time we went over and did Dustman's Cairn, which is the Companions quest that gives you actual membership to the Companions. Super fun quest. We had Farkas accompany us on that quest. Plus we had all of the fun fights with the Silverhand fighters and the Draugr in the barrow. So it was a fun quest, and we got to see some basic mid-game concepts in action. And then in between these two episodes, I went back to Whiterun, I turned in the quest, did some training, got some enchantments on my items, things like that. Currently in our journal, I was grinding out I was grinding out Companions quests, trying to get like a better quest option from Farkas, but I kept getting the hired muscle quest. So I just did this a bunch of times, and then unfortunately Skewer then gave me the quest to actually become a werewolf. I don't know, I'll probably end up doing that a little bit later, but I feel like becoming a werewolf introduces a whole nother set of boons and bonuses that Akai wouldn't ordinarily have, so I'm not sure when I'm going to do this. I haven't decided yet. For now, though, we're not actually doing a quest. We're literally just going to clear out Darkshade, which is over here by Valtheim Towers. It's this troll-infested dungeon, this troll-infested cave I was talking about. As far as skill changes go, we were level 15 at the end of last episode because I had just leveled up and I put a point in health. The big change, though, is we did get two-handed up to level 50. It's actually level 51 right now. And then I immediately put all three of the skill perks that I had saved into Greatsword Focus, Devastating Strike, and Devastating Charge. Greatsword Focus gives us that attack speed upgrade plus some armor penetration, pretty straightforward. Devastating Strike, also very straightforward, just increases our power attack damage. And then Devastating Charge, fantastic mid-game perk, really essential for playing Permadeath in the mid-game. Not only does this decrease our weapon weight penalties, which makes power attacking cost less stamina, but it also unlocks the sprinting power attack, which enables us to quickly close gaps and kill enemies, and I'll talk more about that in a second. Final thing as far as inventory goes, some kind of notable changes here. I took our silver greatsword from last episode and then went to Farengar Secret Fire, who's the court mage in Whiterun, and I had him enchant it with a fire enchantment. I like putting fire on the same enchantment as silver because then we can have a dedicated undead fighting greatsword. Plus it'll be good against trolls just to have that fire point of the fire greatsword there. My main greatsword, I tend not to use the fire enchantment. I tend to use more like the health or the stamina draining enchantment. I forget what those are called. The ones that absorb health or stamina I find are really strong. But on my backup greatsword, I'll be happy to use the silver and the fire combo. So we'll use this today when we're fighting some of these trolls. And then for armor, big change here is that I swapped out our orcish cuirass for some wolf themed armor. These are the companions armor sets that the companions wear around. And they look really cool in the inventory. Like, this looks really solid as far as a cuirass goes, and it's like got some nice theming, but like isn't super garish or impractical. But then when I put it on, it becomes this horrible boob armor, which I hate. It's really disappointing because I really like the gauntlets. The boots are cool too, but the gauntlets look really sweet. Unfortunately, I don't know what I'm going to do about this. I'll probably just end up switching back to the orcish cuirass because I really just don't like these like massive boob plates here. Like, it's just really unnecessary. It's like not how armor would look. The helmet's also okay. It's like a little bit kind of weird profile with Akai's face, but I kind of like it. Like, she has an underbite and the helmet is kind of an underbite too. I don't know. We'll probably switch back to the Orcish armor next episode. Then I also have a whole bunch of potions for this episode. I got some food and a few bones of Hircine left, so we'll do some of those buffs before getting started. Before we head into Darkshade and talk about that dungeon, let's talk technique-wise about sprinting power attacks. So typically, before this, if we were just jogging along, even if we were sprinting towards an enemy, if we tried to do a power attack, it would swap over to our jogging animation. So you see that if I'm like running and I start power attacking near this tree, start now, I only get to about this tree before the power attack actually lands. If we do that while sprinting, we get almost to this tree. We're like a solid, like almost 2 body lengths past where we were before. So sprinting power attacks are great at closing the gaps on enemies and making sure that we can hit them with a decisive blow and hopefully kill them in one hit or maybe one hit plus a follow-up. This is especially powerful when combined with poisons like Troll's Blood Poison, which you don't need any skill in alchemy to make. You just need to kill trolls and distill their blood. As well as Spider Venom Crude, or the upgraded versions like Spider Venom Good and Great, which add a paralysis effect. Combined with a sprinting power attack, this is good enough to kill a lot of mid-game enemies. This technique also preserves your sprinting momentum. So when I just sprint and run into enemies and then knock them over because we're so heavy, and we used to be able to do this as part of the Relentless Onslaught perk in the Heavy Armor tree, and that's a really great technique and a really powerful one. It just doesn't involve an actual attack. You just run into them and then you have to do a follow-up attack separately. But when we combine all of these things together, a sprinting power attack will not only slash the enemy, but it will hit them and potentially stagger or even knock them over just because we hit them with our bodies after we hit them with the sword. Super, super powerful technique. There's a little bit of a kind of a, I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's just something I do wrong. But when you sprint at someone with this and you hit them, sometimes your character continues to sprint and doesn't stop sprinting, which can be a little annoying. So there's just some management you have to do there. And like I said, I might be just doing something wrong with my inputs, but I feel like that always happens even when I take my finger off the shift key. So that's the Devastating Charge overview, and that'll be really essential at fighting enemy mages and archers throughout the mid-game, like Thalmor archers, who tend to have elemental arrows or elemental bows, and they have a fast drawstring time, so when they draw back their bow to shoot you, they can fire arrows really quickly. Then obviously enemy mages, because the longer we take to get to them, the more they can blast us. We'll use it a little bit in this episode, but less essential when we're fighting trolls. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Darkshade now. So like I said, Darkshade is this troll dungeon that's just to the east of Valtheim Towers. I think technically to get a quest to clear out Darkshade, you either have to go to Aella and get that quest, or you can get it on the missive board in Windhelm. I think Windhelm is the one that sends you here, but I don't remember. It might be Whiterun. I always forget if this is in Eastmarch. Forget if it's before or after the flags, or like how the borders work here. Darkshade probably has like 15 or 20 regular trolls in it. It's kind of a nightmare when you go there the first time. You're like, holy shit, there's so many trolls in here. At level 15, those trolls aren't going to be super scary. The boss is going to be really scary though. So the boss's name is Ulik. And Ulik is, I don't know what level Ulik is, but Ulik has between like 1500 and 2000 HP. I forget the exact value. Ulik can kill us in 2 or 3 hits, even if we have our buffs on, even at 200 HP. Ulik can knock us over with power attacks or big swipes, even if we're blocking. So just a very kind of like solid mid-game melee enemy. His model is also super scary. It's like a troll, but way bigger, so it's just really intimidating to fight him. It's a fun fight. We'll talk more about it as we get a little bit closer to him. Last little detail about Darkshade is if you see up on this ridge, you can see that waterfall. And Valtheim Towers is just beyond there. And if you loot Valtheim Towers, one of the bandits, the bandit leader, Elsie the Spiker, I think her name is, She has a journal on her that talks about how she and her refugee friends fleeing the Civil War originally settled here at Darkshade, and then they ended up at Valtheim after getting chased out of Darkshade by some trolls. So just kind of a nice little lore nod to this area. Last little lore nod is there's a giant camp up here, just south of Valtheim. I forget what it's called. But if you kill the giants there, one of them actually has a weapon called like Ulik's Bane or something, and it's like an anti-troll weapon, and that's a nod to this dungeon as well. You can see that like this is kind of a grisly place. Like the trolls have done a lot of horrible stuff to the people here. Okay, so let's follow Farkas's advice from last episode, and just we should keep moving, less talking, more fighting. Let's have all of our buffs here except the mammoth cheese bowl. I'm just gonna have the mammoth cheese bowl now. So I have all of those buffs, and I got all my food buffs and ready to go. And then I'll use the iron skin or iron flesh scroll a little bit later. And then I have some floaty potions too. Alright, so let's head into Darkshade and go fight some of these trolls. You know, I think with Darkshade, this was like one of the first dungeons that I encountered. Oh wow, there's some weird like bone physics there. First dungeons I encountered in Wildlander, I was like, holy shit, this is not like normal Skyrim. So there's our sprinting power attack. Here's another one. You can see that this just fucking murders these trolls in one hit. Oh jeez. Kind of got a little sloppy there at the timing and had this troll hit me once. But you can see our sprinting power attack kills these trolls in one hit. We're super buff at this point in time. I'm not even using the fire greatsword. We don't need it. And you may have noticed outside that my wolf gauntlets have an enchantment on them. I had Farengar add that to them because we swapped out the Iron Hand gauntlets. And the Iron Hand gauntlets were what were responsible for giving us the 10% bonus damage. So here's kind of the ruins of the Darkshade refugee camp before they end up becoming bandits over at Valtheim Tower. Kind of can't blame them for becoming bandits after their like really horrible situation. Okay, so we just gotta keep an eye out for the trolls here. Just like time our sprinting power attacks better. Like we really want to catch these trolls. Like that was a really clean sprinting power attack. We also gotta be careful here. You see these trolls coming out the fucking woodwork. We don't want to get flanked by these trolls, so I'm just gonna run over here and just try to keep them all in a line. Then just try to kill them kind of one at a time. We also have to be careful here because at some point the boss troll's here. You can see him back there in the shadows. He's like this massive motherfucker. His name's Ulik. Nice little sprinting power attack there, catching him at the end of the charge. Alright, let's move over here, and I actually think my potion of health isn't hotkeyed, and I say that because I just tapped it a moment ago and it didn't do anything. Let's reposition here. Let's hotkey our potion of health. Then I'm gonna pop that in my stamina potion and just continue to work through these trolls. Kind of getting some power attacks in here. At this point, still avoiding Ulik. Okay, all the trolls are dead, and we didn't take too much damage there. I want to make sure all the trolls are dead before I fight Ulik. And the reason for that is because Ulik we have to be really close to get our bashes off, and I think we're good on that front. Alright, let me re-hotkey our stamina potion so we have that good to go. I'm also going to have my health potion hotkeyed to the remarkable instead. Let's pop the armor rating potion. Let's pop the iron flesh scroll. And if we really wanted to play this safe, we could get our like flame atronach scroll out there, maybe use berserker rage. I'm gonna try to kill this guy without berserker rage, and if we get in trouble I'll switch. Oh jeez. Oh, I missed that block. Alright, let's reposition. Run away! Oh, Ulik is so scary. Like if that power attack hits us, that's the one we really don't want to hit us. That one right there. It's close. It's a little scary too, because like his reach is slightly longer than ours. Oh, I get some power attacks in here. Oh, shit. Let's get some more power attacks. I'll be staggered and he's gonna follow up. Oh jeez, he hit us again. Okay, run away, run away, run away. Let's get the potions going. Unfortunately he's gonna regen after that. I needed to heal. Oh my god, now I'm stuck in the fucking water. God damn it, now he's probably healed because I've stuck myself in the goddamn water. Alright, let's keep working this. Okay, when he does this thing, we have to know to like hit him a whole bunch. Oh, we got a stagger there. Let's get a follow-up power attack. Oh, fuck yeah, bitches! We got Ulik! Woo! Got a little sloppy there. Had some kind of like sloppy distancing. You probably noticed there were a few times where it was like just a little bit far away from Ulik to actually hit him with my sword, but he was still hitting me. This is good practice. I'm glad I did this without Berserker Rage too. Like I definitely could have used Berserker Rage here and killed Ulik with a little bit of ease. Like in far fewer hits. But I think this was a good way to do it because it's kind of a proof of concept that like we're still dialed in enough to fight dragons later on, because the concepts that apply to fighting Ulik apply to fighting dragons too. Dwarven centurions as well to kind of a lesser extent. So if we're not able to do them on Ulik, we're definitely not going to be able to do them on harder enemies. We did eat some hits there, but again, we're playing a heavy armored character, and it's one of the reasons we're playing a heavy armored character. You also notice we got some blocks in there, because blocking is still very effective even against a monster like Ulik. Whew, okay, that was super fun. I love fighting these big kind of like mid-game melee monsters. Let's draw blood. We're gonna draw blood from all these things. I'm gonna search Ulik and grab Ulik's hide, which you can sell for a bunch of gold. I tend to just like save it as a trophy though. The reason that we're drawing blood from these trolls is because we have some weird movement thing going on. Like I think my camera's fucked up. Like if I pull my sword out, yeah, it's at a super weird angle. Okay, let me save right now. I would just really hate for like the game to crash with this super weird angle. Anyway, there's this potion up here we're gonna grab, and lots of loot in here worth looting. Like Ulik himself obviously has the hide, and then like all of these trolls we can draw blood off of them, and we'll end up making that blood into troll's blood poison, which is just a fantastic mid-game poison. I'll do this on just one of them. I'm not going to do it on all of them. We're going to harvest ingredients on all of these trolls as well. When we harvest ingredients, you'll see we pop over to our inventory and we get like troll eye and troll fat. There's also like a random heart in my inventory. I forgot about that. So the heart is from the ritual stone. When I ran over here, there was a mage up there who attacked me, and anyway, I killed him and he had a heart in his inventory. I don't think it's his heart either. I think it's like a heart that he grabbed from a traveler on the road. Like he straight up Temple of Doom to this traveler and like took their heart, and then now it's in our possession. Yeah, I think this is a skill book. Yeah, this is a skill book. It's either heavy armor or smithing, I forget. That troll over there did not have any animal bone larges, and that's kind of the thing we want most. Let me see if I can get it on a second one. If I can't, I'm not going to worry about it. No luck there either. Okay, that's too bad. We'll try again later. But we want to get animal bone larges from these trolls, because the animal bone large stuff can be made into bones of Hircine. And bones of Hircine are obviously our big stamina buff item. Okay, so here's Ulik's lair. There's some good loot here. Definitely some mammoth tusks. Like you can grab these and then open up your skill kit and go to alchemy and turn them into powdered mammoth tusks. And that's just a really good item for alchemy if you're using alchemy. I'm just going to grab one of them for a side quest in Whiterun that might come up. And then somewhere around... here it is. So there's also a glass warhammer in here. This is your first, like, easy access to a glass weapon you can get. And this is obviously the best two-handed weapon that we can get at this level. I honestly might be switching to some Warhammer stuff in the next episode just to like make use of this glass Warhammer, because it's so freaking fun to use powerful Warhammers. But one way or the other, at least we have this now. At some point in time, I'll probably enchant this glass Warhammer with an electricity enchantment. And then that will be the go-to weapon we use for Dwemer. So I always like to do Ulik before doing Dwemer Ruins, because we get the glass Warhammer and then we can use that to smash constructs. I also like the implication that this random dude, his name is Jim. I had never even noticed that. Oh my god. Jim right here. What's up, Jim? Oh, sorry, Jim. This is really disrespectful here. Rest in peace, Jim. I like how Jim here... Is that his actual name or is that a random name? Oh my god. His name is... I don't know. His name might actually be Jim? Tria's corpse. Interesting. I have no idea what's going on with that guy, but I like this implication that this random dude named frickin' Jim has a glass warhammer that he like went to go fight Ulik with, and it didn't end well for him. There's a Dunmer lady here with a Dunmer tunic, which is kind of a nice like lore item. I'm not gonna loot her though. It feels bad to loot the dead and like leave her naked there. That feels really awful. Ulik's treasure chest has this really good stuff, so let's see what we get. Of course, it's frickin' locked. Oh my god, my camera is so fucked up right now. That's right. I can't bash these chests open. I think they're too high of a quality, so I'll just use one of my knock scrolls on it. Okay, let's see what we get inside. Oh my god, I really talked up this chest and it's kind of garbage. Jesus. Alright, so we have a good potion. Jeez, this is a horrible chest. Staff of... This isn't a horrible item. Staff of Banishing can actually be relatively good against Atronachs. Because you can stagger them and then quickly switch to a two-handed weapon and kill them in like 1 or 2 hits. We'll definitely grab that. And grab the helmet too. And then this back route just leads back to the entrance of Darkshade. There's probably more loot in here that I'm forgetting to talk about. Like, there's a ton of stuff. There's also a journal somewhere in here that, like, talks about the plight of these refugees. I forget where that is, though. I don't know if we can find it. I thought it was in this first room. A troll might have knocked it over when I killed the troll. I don't remember. There's a lot of, like, random hand-placed loot in this area, which is kind of neat. I don't know. I don't know where it's at. Anyway, let's go back to Ulik. So our victory shot is us standing triumphantly over Ulik's body. Overall, super fun fight. I had a little bit of kind of like sloppiness here and there on that fight. Like, we definitely ate some of those hits when we didn't have to, and I misjudged some timing on the bashes. But we were able to recover and we were able to get the kill. Let's pose here for our action shot. Oh yeah, what's up, Ulik? Akai just standing over you. May the bigger, stronger brute win. I love it. Anyway, part of playing in the mid-game is not only being able to like execute fights flawlessly, but being able to recover when you make mistakes. We made a few mistakes in this fight, but we didn't let it tilt us. We didn't let it like throw off our game. And as a result of that, we were able to get that kill. Let's see if there's loot over here. I almost forget. I think there is. There's a goat. There's like a random goat over here. And there's like this dude, Marcel. Sorry, Marcel. He tried to hide from the trolls in here. It didn't really work for him. Maybe this chest will be better than the last one. Nope, not better. Oh, that's too bad. Alright, let's go back to our victory shot of Ulik. I've been chatting too much at the end of this episode. So conceptually... this is a really good frame of reference for folks who are doing a mid-game heavy armor two-handed run and you need some kind of like frame of reference for how to fight these kind of heavy melee enemies. You know, it's a combination of bashing, it's a combination of distance management. You gotta kind of know where your openings are. Most enemies have an opening animation. In this case, Ulik at one point had an animation where he was just like clawing around at the ground. We were able to hit him with a bunch of attacks there after already hitting him a few times, kind of exploited those openings. So anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode as we killed Ulik, the massive troll himself. If you have any comments, feedback, or questions, come find me in the comments below, or just seek me out on Discord. I'm over on the Wildlander Discord page. And otherwise, I'll see you next episode. Not 100% sure what we're going to do. I think there's a Draugr dungeon up here I might do that has a mid-game mage at the end of it. Might be kind of a good introduction to how to fight mages in the mid-game. There's some other things I have in mind as well. I might start doing Dwemer Ruins too, because now that I have this Warhammer I can successfully and consistently fight constructs. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching and I'll see you all soon. Bye everybody!